Welcome back, Aztec Nation, to another episode of the Sons of Montezuma podcast. We want to thank you for joining us tonight on this wet Sunday in San Diego. My name is Mateo. You can find me at Mateo San Diego on X, Twitter, all that good stuff. And we want to make sure that you guys are checking out sonsofmontezuma.com. All of our online shop items are on sale, 10% off on our non-NIL merchandise there. You can use the promo code Monty at checkout. And of course, definitely stop by and check all of our NIL gear there for the players. And a couple of football players are coming back. So hopefully we get to run it back as well as the season comes up. But it's basketball season. And I am joined, as usual, with my two co-hosts. Up on the top left, you cannot stop him. You can only hope to contain this particular individual. He's sporting his shades as usual because he's too cool. What's going on, Fiend? Good to see you, man. How are you doing? You staying warm and dry tonight?
Yeah, doing really well. I guess having some technical difficulties with my mic, but that's the worst of what's going on. So doing okay.
All right. Yeah, we'll try to weather through that. You guys let us know in the comments if you guys could hear anything special going on with Fiend's mic. But okay, he went from East County to East Tahoe. He's we beat the Wolf Pack earlier this week. It's good to see you, Mr. Mike Tortolot. How are you doing?
What's up, guys? Yeah, I mean, good Nevada game at home and tough one at Boise, but it's dry up here, so you guys are getting moist down there. But welcome to reality.
Yeah, no more. It's not no more snow going on out there.
No, it doesn't snow as much as people think. It's more up in the mountains, but we get some.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Not any of the episode tonight, but hopefully we'll have a little fun towards the end, or at least a little later on as we get into the episode. And want to thank everybody again for joining. We'll get to all your questions and comments. Robert, thank you. Just a little buzz. Never heard of anybody, so we'll get through it. Fiend's a little blurry, a little buzzy. It's all good. But man, I love these winter weekends, guys, because it's like a lot of sports going on. I know everybody's watching the NFL playoff game. Some great action on Saturdays and Sundays, and of course the Aztecs dropped their game yesterday morning. It was a 10 a.m. tip-off for us on the West Coast Pacific time zone. So, we were definitely making our way downtown. We were with some of the EHO's crew and Sons of Monty crew. We were downtown at Werewolf, which is a Aztec owned establishment. So we like to support as many as possible. So yeah, 67-66, 1-pointer. You hate to lose at Boise, but one thing we've been talking about this year, guys, is you got to secure home court advantage, win those games, and we all know travel is going to be a gauntlet. So, Fiend, 1-point loss. Okay, it wasn't necessarily a 1-point loss on the scoreboard. That's what it is. That's the facts. But it took a little late-minute heroics to do so. And, man, if you really look at things in a glass half full type of way, I was rewatching the game, and I mean, Boise didn't score for the last 3 minutes of that game. We got within crawling distance, just came up a little short. Fiend, what's your overall take on this game from a big picture point of view on that game?
I definitely have mixed feelings on this game. I mean, on the one hand, this is a game that you're not really expected to win. We didn't win there last year at Boise. I think we were half-point favorites in this game. What is up with this Mountain West scheduling? I mean, we got to play a game on Wednesday, and then we got to travel to Boise. They get an extra day to prep, and then we got to play a 10 o'clock game on Saturday. Really? I don't even think the guys got a shoot around on Saturday. So I'm sure that affected their outside shooting, and as a reason why we shot the ball so poorly. So I think we had a lot of things kind of going against us that. And then, watching the game, it was like Boise was just hitting everything I mean, yeah, guys that are like shooting 20% from three, nailing all their threes, right? And then we just can't buy a bucket. We can't hit bunnies in the lane. All just went really, really cold. And but at the end of the game, I mean, we're only it was 5 minutes left. I mean, we were down like 2, right? So, I mean, we had so many chances to win this game. It was really frustrating. I felt like we this is a game we should have won, but we just didn't execute. And I don't think guys we kind of played hero ball at the end, and we didn't really trust the teammates. And we turned the ball over way too much this game, and we didn't share the basketball enough. So that was kind of the frustrating part. Is like, despite all that went on, and we still could have won this game.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how to say. I mean, it wasn't like a terrible game. It wasn't a great game. When you look at the stat sheets, you're seeing Jalen Ledee, 13 points, 4-9 shots, 8 rebounds. Obviously he's our leader, our leading scorer, the guy that the offense runs through. But Mike, from a big picture, your general take on the game itself, on just this one game, it's a tough place to play, tough place to win. It's our 4th loss, and it's all 4 have been on the road. But what did you see from this game? Maybe a little something different than what Fiend pointed out. What do you think?
I mean, we've lost 5 or 6 there. So on the road up there, we don't typically win up there, honestly. So the morning game's tough, but like I'm bummed. I'm not surprised that we lost there, considering the history there. They're kind of our arch nemesis, quite frankly. Of all the teams in the conference, they're the ones who typically give us I'd like to say they've kind of probably beat us more often than not the last few years, quite frankly, so but whatever. I mean, it's a road game, I mean, if you can win whole court at home and win all your home games and win 3 or 4 on the road, you're probably going to win the conference. There's a lot of Utah State's got 1 loss and everybody else has got 2 basically, so we still have a lot of ball left. I mean, I hope we can put together 3 or 4 in a row. That would be really helpful, but I'm not shocked that we said this. I mean, we were talking to Mr. Butler and Mr. Scott at the airport. I've always said it's 4 or 5 losses going to win the conference. If you lose less than 4 games, you're 100% going to win the conference. So let's get back to Wyoming at home, and then we got to go to Colorado State. So if we can win those 2 and stack 2 more and get to 6-2, that's all you can do at this point.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the finest performance. I don't know, Fiend pointed out a lot of missed bunnies, uncharacteristic things coming from Boise. Their big guy, who was it, Stanley? Is that his name, Stanley?
Yeah. And like, you got guys who have 20% shooting, he shoots 3 of 3 threes.
Yeah.
And they just shot well. I mean, what do you do? I mean, you can't do anything about that, man. Like, I think, the one bugaboo that we have is we got to stop going on these 5, 6, 7-minute droughts. That's what we got to stop. If we can stop that, then we have a better shot. But I mean, we had that. I mean, we didn't score for 6 or 7 minutes in this game, and the same thing with New Mexico. And that's the biggest bugaboo is those long droughts that we gotta try to avoid.
Listening to Dutcher, and he's saying in the post game, you hold Boise to a field goal percentage, under yours. You out rebound them. You think, you think that's the recipe to win, for victory. And one of the things he pointed out was just the timeliness of some of the plays, right? And I think that kind of goes along with what you're saying, Mike. These droughts, a 10-2 run in the last 3:30 put Boise up 9 with just under 3 minutes left to go. Thank you, Mr. Fieri. Mr. Fieri's joining us. Want to welcome him on the podcast. He's going to be a good help to us, man. What'd you think about the game, man? What'd you think about on Saturday?
Yeah, that was a fun one to watch and a hard one to watch. I felt like both teams were really a lot, as in their character, a lot more defensive than offensive. And I don't think, I mean, you guys are saying Boise was at will making shots. Maybe that's true statistically, but as a viewer, it almost didn't feel like it. But each of them made a 3. It was like every player decided to make 1 3 and then miss, But yeah, what really did us in at the end there was because we were behind most of the game, but there was a little 10-2 run with 3.5 minutes that put Boise up 9 with then 3 minutes left. And And we always, we always have that sort of fight in us. I was talking to a friend who's a big East fan, and he was like, man, you guys are still fighting. Like, you guys aren't, going at it. Like, nope, we do this every game, and we still, so he's like, I respect that. So, but it felt like GCU also, where it was kind of too little too late, but you got to try it.
Oh, we got special guests. Thank you, Justin. We'll join you back in just another second.
Yeah.
No, he brings up some good points, man. He brings up some good points. I think, Fiend, when it comes to defense, this is what both these programs are known for. I hated listening to the commentators because they just kept saying how Boise and us are like a mirror image of each other, and just really laying it on thick Boise's success and all of their wins and all that good stuff. What's going on, Mike and his lovely daughter?
All right, baby.
Only on the Sons of Montezuma podcast.
I think I'm doing like a serial killer.
Gotta bring in the puppy next, man. Gotta bring in the puppy.
I see what Justin is saying, but Stanley goes 3 of 3 and he's shooting 21%. I mean, they shot 37%, but it was the timeliness of those threes. That was. And honestly, let's just be honest. That flagrant foul on Ledee was kind of doo-doo. I mean, you go back and have to look at it for how long. I mean, that kind of changed a little rhythm there, but
that was a big play in the game.
Yeah,
I mean, because that swung, they got 2 free throws and the ball, and we were going to get the ball. So we had an opportunity for possession there, and just because he followed through with his hand, I mean, it was totally. The commentator even said, it was an inadvertent play. I mean, just play on. If anything, it's just a foul. But I don't know. I just whatever. I mean, that was ridiculous. But what really did us in this game was 13 turnovers to only 6 assists.
Yep.
And we this year we're making a concerted effort to really push the ball down the court. But sometimes that's leading to turnovers because guys are dribbling into 3 defenders on the break, and you have a guy who's set in front of you, and you're just trying to power through that and get a bucket, and it winds up being a turnover. If you got 3 defenders in front of you, that means you got 2 teammates who are open. So you got to find your teammates. You got to trust your teammates more. And I feel like in this game, we had some guys that just really tried to take and do too much and try to take over the game themselves instead of, making the right plays and finding your teammates. And hopefully they'll learn from that. That nothing motivates more than a loss, and hopefully this is a game that they learn from, that when you got open teammates, you got to find your teammates. When you're getting double teamed, you got to find your open teammates. And so I think if we can make those changes, we're going to be a lot better off. And we share the ball and we catch and shoot threes instead of step back threes with a guy right in your face. That's not a good shot. So we need more catch and shoot threes. We need to work. We need to move the ball more.
Yeah, I think Kellogg said it right. Like neither of us shoot threes well. So if one of us is Boise or us, we're hitting threes, the other team's in for a long night. So we didn't. I think to me the more telling thing is we had 13 to 12 turnovers. We had 13. They had 12. It's the 6 assists to their 11. That's a big thing for me because it's like you only have 6 assists. That means the ball wasn't moving.
They were sharing the basketball a lot more. They were sharing the basketball, and they had some really good threes. You saw, I think it was Dagenhart got doubled, and he kicked it out to Whiting, who's not a good 3-point shooter, but he's wide open. And so it was catch and shoot, bang. Yep. They had another one where it was a quick pass, I think, to Whiting. He drove baseline, kicked it over to Meadow in the corner, catch and shoot, open corner 3, bang. And so, we need to do more of that. We're not doing enough of that. And just the guys like taking a dribble and pull up with the guy hanging in your face, the reason why we're not shooting well from 3-point, is we're not taking good shots. When you take good shots, you're generally going to have better percentages from 3-point range.
The Boise definitely comes across to me, my eyes, as maybe a little bit more of a well-rounded team, a little bit more of a complete team. I don't think they're better than us, to be honest with you, when I look at how they stack up, but like their size, the size guys they have at all the individual positions and roles, I kind of feel like they're not top heavy, they're not bottom heavy in certain areas. They just seem kind of like, okay, they got all their positions ducks in a row. Don't think they're better than us by far, but I think that's what made it so Fiend's shaking his head. I think that's what made it so frustrating in this game though, is because I don't think they're better than us, but just the style that they were playing, their offense. Fiend, you shaking your head. Say something. What do you got?
No, I mean, their guards. Roddy Anderson played probably his best game of the season, and he was really good in this game. We should have turned those guys over so much more. They do not have really good guard play, and so I wouldn't say that top to bottom that they're a very balanced team. I think they've got a couple of good pieces. They've got Dagenhart, they got Stanley. Max Rice can shoot it from the outside. Their guards are whatever. But other than that, I mean, I don't think that I think we're a lot more talented than Boise. And so I think that's where the frustration comes in for me, because I feel like are a better team for talent wise, but they just play better basketball as a team, and if we can do that, if we can share the basketball, move the ball, and just play better team basketball, we're going to win games like this.
I mean, I think that's what I was saying. I wasn't saying they're better talented than us.
No, but you were saying they're like, they're really balanced. I don't know. They're really missing Shaver this year, who was
Right.
their point guard. But Roddy Anderson had a great game, and he was a difference maker for them. But hats off to Boise. I mean, they shot lights out, and they got a game that they really needed at home, and they played well.
Yeah. I want to highlight Mr. Wilson's point. I think everybody in the chat is agreeing with his take. SDSU shut down Dagenhart and Boise shut down Ledee. Boise hit a few more alternative shots than we did. I think that's a pretty good, just a summary, just a general summary of how the game went down. Dagenhart did not have, one of his big nights. I think he had some clutch shots. I think he had some really creative shots, as did Ledee in certain areas as well. But I can side with that. I think that's a good general way to look at it. And when you're at home, you're going to hit those kind of fringe shots. Guys who don't normally hit high percentage shots. When you're at home, you got the crowd behind you. You're feeling confident. Sometimes those things go in. All right, guys, we see all your comments. All right, Mr. Fieri, what was your point you had about the whole scheduling and all that stuff?
Yeah, since you were just talking about home and everybody's talking about it's such a hard conference. It's such a hard conference at home too. If we look at just the net for a second, SDSU's 20 and we're 7-0 at home. New Mexico 9-0 at home at 24 net. Colorado State 27 net, 8-1 at home. Utah State 28 net, 7-0 at home. Boise 7-1 at home, 50 net, and then Nevada 55 net, and they are 8-1 at home. I mean, there's no easy games. Not to mention, as opposed to the pack generally, the altitude. I mean, even the sort of mid-bottom teams of like Air Force and Wyoming have huge elevation, and every team's got a winning home record except for Air Force. So there are no easy games this conference. And then to go for us specifically, if you look at our next 8 games, then half of them are either Utah State or Colorado State. And then the other 2, then we have Nevada and New Mexico, and then we have Air Force and Wyoming. So it's like we have no easy games, and everybody's going to end up losing. And these home records, teams are going to lose at home, but teams are going to win at home more. It's just going to be who can survive,
That's the name
Just
of the
gotta beat
game. That's the
Wyoming.
name of the game.
Just got to beat Wyoming.
Yeah. One game at a time. Focus on one game at a time. But yeah,
Wyoming.
it's gonna be a close conference. Like you guys were saying, whoever wins the conference is gonna have quite a few losses. At least
Yeah.
the net kind of respects that, when you have a good out of conference and the conference beats each other up, then that metric respects it and the committee respects that metric. So for what it's worth. But yeah.
Good points, Mr. Fieri. Good points, Mr. Fieri. Okay, Fiend, let me ask you this because I see this comment. And I want to point this out from Mr. DJ Dubs. We really need to add some things to our offense. We don't get enough easy buckets. Where's the pick and roll been since Malachi and Yanni? And I know I'm asking you that specifically, Fiend, because that was something, with what we said, the spacing and kind of putting Jaden out there and being that special type of a role like a Yanni, being able to do these type of things. What's your take on that whole thing? Well, you got to unmute yourself, brother.
Let me start with this. The offense is not going to change. Dutcher runs his offense. It's going to be the same offense today as it will be in the Mountain West Conference Championship. Like, that's not going to be indifferent. So whatever I say about wanting to change the offense, and how I think it can improve, the reality is it's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. We're stuck with what offense we have. But to his point, yeah, I mean, you got two guys in Reese Waters and Micah Parrish who are excellent corner three-point shooters, right? They're like close to 37, 38%, close to 40% from corner three. Why we don't have those guys camped out in the corners, right? Space the floor, put your forward either Powell or Saunders at the wing, and then just have Liddy run pick and roll with either Butler or Trammell. You're good. It just opens the floor up. It opens a lot more opportunity for Butler and Trammell to read the defense without having defenders collapse on them. Liddy there's a lot of options for Liddy. He can go to the hoop. He can pop out for a three. He can get the ball, shoot a little mid-range shot. Plus, you got all your shooters where they need to be in case defenders clog the middle. And so, I think we're getting too fancy with all this dribble handoff and all this stuff we're doing. It's not really working. Just spread the floor, put your shooters where they need to be, and put your guys in positions where they can make plays. And that's what I would love to see. I would love to see us go back to that offense with Malachi Flynn and Yanni Wetzel, where Jaden Lee comes up and sets a screen, and then Trammell's coming off of it, or Butler's coming off of it, and then you read the defense and make your plays.
Okay, all right. I kind of like some of these comments coming in, guys. Keep it up. DJ Dubs, you're killing it. You're killing me. I get it. Hey, Boise just beat us, so there's no reason to say we're better than them. You got to prove it on the court. I agree with that. You got to prove it. But let's remember, it's only January. We still got February and, of course, March. Mike, let me run this by you because somebody said Mr. Lonzo Ball can do it all down at the bottom. He says Liddy has been figured out. Mike, this could be your heart in the paint moment. What is your response to this comment that Mr. D has been figured out? Did he all of a sudden get figured out 2 games against New Mexico and Boise, not having his prototypical, stereotypical game and output of the season? What do you got to say about that, man?
I mean, I don't know if he got figured out. I mean, all the coaches are watching the tape, so they devise how to stop him. You stop Liddy, you kind of stop our team until somebody else steps up. So I'm not shocked by that. It's like, you get a guy who's having a rookie year. He's the NL rookie of the year because he's hitting 340 or whatever. And the next year he goes and hits 220 because everybody's got tape on him and they figure out what's going on. It's just more a compressed situation. So yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked that they're adjusting to Liddy. So he's going to have to figure out how to adjust. I would love I would absolutely love if we didn't take so many fucking 3-pointers all the time. Honestly, it drives me nuts, dude. Why is everybody shooting threes all the time? Get in the lane and then kick it out to a shooter. I mean, there's some guys like with Elijah. I mean, I like Elijah. With that body, he should be in the paint 75-80% of the time. Jay Powell loves to live on the edge, which is fine. Hey, do what you do. If you're hitting threes, cool. If you're not, get your ass in the paint. That's my philosophy. It drives me nuts with the threes. These guys fall in love with the threes. I get it, AAU ball, and they get all this stuff. And I don't really talk a lot of shit about our team because I love our team. But the threes have always been a bugaboo for us. When it's going really good, it's really, really good. But when it's bad, we lose a lot of games. We shouldn't be shooting 24, 25, 26 threes. That's half of the shots we take. Why are we shooting that many threes? I don't like it. Don't hate it. I don't like it at all. I hate it. Get in the paint. You get Ledee down there and you get some shots under the rim, and they kind of sag down to him, then you can kick it out. But if you have Ledee down there and a big body like Saunders is out on the rim, on the edge, and all 4 guys are out there, of course they're going to sag out towards the 3-point line. Maybe slag 2 guys in for Ledee and then kind of rotate. But that to me is the bigger thing. You got to have Ledee get some help. He can't do it all himself. This is the kind of the first game where he was kind of like, he made a couple runs where he was like, I'm like, dude, just slow down, pass it, slow down. And he did. He went and got it. And for whatever reason, he thought he could get it. And it didn't work out this game. Sometimes it does. But, at the end of the game, dude, I hate the 3. I mean, it drives me nuts because we win and lose by it. But they had a chance to win at the end. And that's all you want. You just want an opportunity to win at the end. And they did get close, but they didn't come through. So, I mean, you cut out the long droughts. Get in the paint. I mean, I think our first 10 or 12 points were in the paint, and then we just abandoned it. You know what I mean? It seemed like to me. So it's fine. I'm fine. We're fine.
I agree with you, Mike. I mean, we're ranked like 287th in 3-point percentage. That's terrible. I mean, that it's out of 363 teams. That's below average. So I totally agree. We, if you don't shoot threes at a high rate, then don't shoot them.
Yeah, sorry, that just drives me nuts, man. You know what I mean? It just I don't understand it. Like you have whatever.
Okay, but the 3 got us down by 1. It gave us a chance. So I mean,
yeah, but that was
you die by it.
How many threes did it take to get to that though?
Yeah,
we were what 4 of 22 before before Reese and Butler hit those 2 threes. And like I said, and I'll go back to this. I mean, it's the type of threes that you're taking. I mean, we did miss some open catch and shoot threes, but there were a lot of contested, just bad shots.
Here's an interesting. The threes are becoming the meta generally. They might be watching and imitating the pros. I don't really buy that though, because here's the thing: the coaching staff, they're going game by game. It's not like the guys are watching the pros and just applying it to the game plan. Like the coaches have a game plan. They have their plan of attack. They watch a ton of tape on the opposition, and they're not just saying go out there and emulate your favorite NBA player. Like that's if that's what's happening. I mean, I don't think many guys would get off the pine if they were acting out that. I don't see that at all. The free throws, we didn't really miss that many free throws this past game. I think we only missed about 3, but I think they were the timely 1-and-1s, the front end on the 1-and-1s that we weren't hitting. But free throws to me are kind of, I hate to blame a game on free throws unless it's like incredibly obvious you missed a ton. It'll come back to bite you. But if it's kind of neck and neck, or okay, we can hit a couple, maybe they hit a couple free throws. To me, that's never really the story of the game.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, I look at the stats, and we were better at pretty much every stat for the most part.
Yeah.
Better free throw percentage, more rebounds, obviously points in the paint. But, field goal percentage, I mean, they shot a little bit better at 3, and we shot more free throws. It's whatever. I think it's just one of those weird games that you lose, and you're like, watching the game is different than the stats. You look at the stats, you're like, how did these guys lose this game? But then you watch the game, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's to bring this back, to be fair, right? I mean, they're on short rest. Boise had extra prep time. I don't think they had a shoot around in the morning before that 10 o'clock game. which sucks. I mean, you want to get used to the rims and get those shots up before you play the game. So in all fairness to them, I think there was some odds that were stacked against them that might have contributed to, the outcome of this game.
Yeah, and we never play those early morning games pretty well. We know that in the Mountain West tournament, they survive them somehow, but Okay, guys, we're gonna take a quick timeout in talking about this Boise game. We're gonna return to talk about the men's team in just a minute. We're gonna take a look at Wyoming and all that good stuff. But we have a special guest in tonight's episode. I want to show this little highlight video because, of course, we just lost the game in Boise, but earlier in the week, the Aztecs beat Nevada, which was a great win. Not only win, but just a great night out there at Viejas. It was something that we all were looking forward to. We were all in attendance. Mike was there. I was there. Fiend was there. Andy was there. Everybody, we were all there in our seats, and we were just completely overjoyed. So I'm going to show this little short clip, and then we're going to have our special guest come on in.
The team's MVP in 1930, and then at the youth quarter, number 33 leading.
All right, everybody, want to make sure you guys are tuning in. We are going to invite our special guest, freshly jersey hanging up in the rafters, a return to the rafters night, Mrs. Judy P. Wonders. Welcome. I love seeing that jersey behind you. How are you doing, Judy?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Hey, Judy.
I'm doing great now.
That's good.
Say hello, guys. Say hello, guys. Don't be shy.
Hey, Judy, how are you?
I'm good. I'm doing great. Like I said, feeling good.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, thanks for coming back on the show. We were there in attendance. We're just so happy for you. I had tears. I was very emotional. We know how much that meant to you, and it was a very, very special moment. Not just, I'm sure it was for you and your family. It was special for us as well.
Yeah, it's very overwhelming.
Well, Judy, I know we spoke with you, I want to say a little over a year ago, maybe just under 2 years. And, for everybody who's watching right now, make sure you go back and watch that episode. It was one of our favorite episodes to record. Little did we know that your jersey was going to return to the rafters, in that amount of time after recording that episode with you. And like we said, everybody go check that out, because you get to know a lot more of you, your story, your incredible career as an Aztec. Tell us though, how did this whole thing come about? How did you hear about the action that took place in San Diego State putting your jersey back up in the rafters? How did that come about?
Oh, I talk to them every time I go to a game, and I have friends that have been talking to them. And I know that Michael Cage was also working on this, because it's been a long time, and we just felt like it was time for our jerseys to be in the rafters as well, because as our family and friends, it's just a great honor, and to be able to accept this honor for myself and my family on behalf of women in general, it just feels great. And so just all the people who supported me behind the scenes to help make this happen. I think that your video really helped a lot to push it along. So I just think that it's been several people that played a part in having this happen, and happen so quickly at this point.
So when you got word, was it a phone call? Was it a letter? Was it something of that sort?
I got a text message saying that they wanted to do a mission, to hang our jerseys in the Raptors, and then I got a whole bunch of emails about it, and so I just started sharing the information with my friends and family, um, and waited, and so we picked some dates and waited for everything to happen. So it's been wonderful. I'm just happy that I was able to have this happen, to be here, unlike Milky, and for my family to be able to witness it with me.
Yeah.
I love that jersey in the background that you have.
Oh,
your
thank you,
jersey.
thank
Yeah,
you.
that's awesome.
Yeah, we're still working on where it's going to be, but for right now, that's where it's hanging.
What was
This
the
is
Wow.
kind of my office where I work every day, so I get to enjoy it every day.
So what was the day like to lead up to that, the retirement ceremony? What was your day like, and can you walk us through that?
Oh, the day was just a little crazy. My daughters didn't like any of the clothes that I chose. So we were at the store shopping the day, that morning. So I had all these clothes laid out all over my room because we had to buy a bunch because they didn't like what I had. And so I had to try on everything for my family. And, nobody liked the dress that I chose at first. And so I tried on everything 2 or 3 times for them, and we all voted. And then they told me, just wear what speaks to your heart. So it was like not much longer before we were going to go to the gym. It's like, we have to decide. And so I ended up wearing the dress that I wore because that's the one that spoke to my heart. So yeah, it was a little crazy. After I got dressed and everybody else could go relax and get dressed, but I had to get everything I had on approved. Daughters and husband, they all, it was interesting.
Well, that's good. You had them in your corner to help you navigate through that.
I didn't have time to be nervous or anything because they were going nuts about, what are you going to wear?
Well, we're seeing the comments pour in from all the viewers. They're saying, Judy, you are a legend. That's sweet. Always follow that heart. Sarah Eisen says, long time coming and so deserved. You are very, very loved and appreciated, Judy. What does your family think of the whole everything that has transpired now? Because I know you also celebrated it at the women's game this past
At
weekend,
the women's
right?
game. My family had lots of fun. My youngest daughter was the one that was making all the noise and the woo-hoos, and but my whole family, my husband has been there by my side through most of my career, and my daughters are very excited and really, really happy. And I have a really big family, so a lot of my family all over Facebook is celebrating and congratulating, and so it's been an honor, and I feel honored to represent, like I said, women, because I think the only woman to hang up there, and I feel honored that it could be me. But my family's great. They're by my side. They're out there. They're my biggest cheerleaders.
Beautiful. Well, everybody in the chat, Judy on the live, nice. And who is this? Sarah also says, I just had it. She said, Marsha Overton is a neighbor of hers.
Oh yes,
So,
Marsha Overton is one of my teammates. Definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, Judy, what is that? What's the net back there from? The net hanging on your, is that from a special game?
I can't remember exactly which game it's from. It could have even been high school.
Okay.
It's either my high school when we won the championship or when we won a tournament here in San Diego.
Okay, cool.
I love the Garfield up at the top, though. That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's my daughter. Yeah. And a lot of my the women from the Senior Women's League, they were out there supporting me. So I felt very, very well supported. Teammates and coworkers. So
who else did you have? Who else did you have in attendance with you? You had your family. Was there an assistant coach there?
And Michael Callahan, my assistant coach, was there. He was there for the banquet, for the games. He was definitely there. He's the one with a ton of the information and history and the statistics, and so he was wonderful.
Well, it's great that you got to celebrate it with, people from your team.
Yeah, and I saw Chet. He was our cheerleader, and he came back. So and Radar, the equipment manager. So it was really good. So I had a really good time.
That's great. We're really happy for you. That's fantastic.
Thank you very much, and thanks for inviting me to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. We had to follow up after hearing the news. Once we heard it was going to happen, I mean, you don't understand how thrilled we were for you to know that was going to be something up there that everybody could see and be immortalized. I mean, this is forever. This is a forever deal, Judy. So, whew,
I know my coworker's her son, JD, said, "Oh, I was sitting next to a famous person." And I was like, "Oh, he's talking about me." So cute. Yeah. So I had a great time. I feel honored.
What was there any interaction with you and some of the women's team on Saturday? Was there any kind of did you get to meet
No, I didn't get a
anybody?
chance to see them. I think they were in the locker room so long that I had already left. So I'll have to go back another day and hang out with them. I was there before the game, but they were on the floor, and then I didn't see them afterwards.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to hopefully create some opportunities for that. I know they were in the zone. I'm sure they got their game to prepare for, and you have
Yeah,
your
they
honor
were.
going.
So I didn't want to interrupt them. I enjoyed their game. It was a great game.
And they won. Yes, they won.
They definitely won. So yeah, I will make some arrangements to go back and see them, because I did see Coach and her daughter. So
Very cool. Okay, quick question from Sarah, because she is one of our loyal day one supporters. She says, she asked you, Judy, how awesome is it to see how prominent women's basketball is becoming?
oh, I am very excited. I love it. I really do. I can't wait for the season to start. I love college basketball. I think that it's just wonderful, and I'm always pushing to see more done for women. Because I was telling my husband, they covered the men's game on the news, but they didn't cover the women's game, and I always say that. And I watch the news, and they don't do that. So I am loving it. I'm loving seeing women, getting more recognition and being honored, because women are well deserving. There's some wonderful players out there, awesome players. So I think they should be recognized and honored as well.
Great answer. Great answer. Lonzo Ball asks, and I know we probably covered a lot of this on our in-depth episode with you, but he asked, what motivated you to play ball at such a high level? Because to get your jersey retired and up there in the rafters, I mean, that's the highest level here at State. So what was the motivation behind that for you to play at such a high level?
Well, honestly, I never thought that I would even get to that level. I'm very modest, and people would say, "You're a good ball player." And I'd say, "Oh, I am." So I had braces on my knees, and my parents said, we have to find something for you to do now. I really wanted to do something, and I went wholeheartedly into basketball, did the basketball camps. I was out there pretty much every day playing and running, and I just grew to really love basketball, and the more I played, the more I wanted to play. So I'm very competitive and just kept going. And even when I got to San Diego State, and I'm getting recognized, and it's like, oh, I'm that good. So, I just love the game that much, and I watch basketball all the time. So whenever there's a game on, I'm trying to find it. So I just love basketball, and I wish I was still able to keep going, but I love watching it. So
right on. Guys, anything else? We're gonna let Judy enjoy the rest of her evening, but we thank you so much for touching base with us. Like I said, we'll have to hopefully create some opportunities, maybe you and some of the ladies on the team, the current team, and moving forward, because now you got to come back and do some more appearances. Now everybody's gonna say it's pretty clear in the Masters.
I don't mind. I really do want to get more involved and get out to more games. Once I retire from my full-time regular job, then I will have more free time. But I look forward to getting more involved and being more active and attending more games.
Beautiful.
Yes.
All right. All right.
Thank you for coming on. Congratulations. I know it was a long time coming, but it was, well deserved. And I've told these guys you're my number one in all-time Aztecs on my list.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're very, very special player. So we're honored to have you, and congratulations, and thank you for taking the time.
Okay. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
Congratulations. Thanks so much. And have a good one.
Thank
We'll
you,
see you soon.
Judy.
Take care.
Thank you.
All righty.
All right. That was awesome. Awesome. Thank you everybody in the chat for your comments and your congratulations and all that good stuff. She deserves it. Judy is just been so gracious with us. Didn't really know us, who we were. We reached out and she was cool enough to come on over a year ago. And guys, it happened. We were there. We saw it with our own eyes. So
I mean, how
so
cool is that her jersey is going to be hanging up 12,000 people at, men's basketball games, plus, everyone who attends the women's basketball games are going to see her jersey. It's something that her, daughters can, bring their kids to games. I mean, and, future generations of what a legacy she left. And I'm so happy that she got properly honored.
Very much so. Okay, guys, that was a nice injection of some positivity after everything we were grinding it out on the Boise game. So let's look forward. Let's get a little bit more positivity. Thank you guys all in the chat. Keep it coming. But guys, we got to talk about the next order of business, and that is this Tuesday, right? See, no time to feel sorry for ourselves. We got Wyoming in the house this Tuesday, and it's a 6 p.m. tip, I believe.
Yep.
Man, early. I'm gonna have to leave work a little earlier than normal. So as we look, guys, in the Mountain West Conference, the standings, it's still neck and neck, but got to take care of business at home, guys. Got to do it. And Wyoming is sneaky. You see our win percentage, likelihood of winning is astronomical, right? It's overwhelming. Everybody's picking us to win. Now, Wyoming just beat Nevada at home. I did not see that coming. To be honest with you guys, though, watching Nevada live in person, there were a lot of different things I think that went our way to help us get that win. I think we balled out, though. We showed our toughness again and muscled our way. But I wasn't really impressed with Nevada. Gonna be honest with you. I mean, there were certain things that were impressive. I think Blackshear is impressive. But there were certain things just overall from a toughness standpoint. I don't see it. I don't see them making much noise if they make it to the tournament. I just don't see it. Fiend, anything as far as Wyoming taking down Nevada? That was a head turner. But should we take that with a grain of salt?
I mean, obviously they're playing at home, so it's always difficult to play in Laramie. And Wyoming is one of those kind of trap games, Nevada just came off a tough loss to us, and maybe they just felt like they were going to walk in and get a win against Wyoming. But Wyoming's got a couple of really good guards, couple of transfers. If you heard the preseason podcast that we did with Aztec Breakdown, I talked a lot about, I had a lot of praise for their guards. They have Sam Griffin. I believe he transferred, I want to say from Tulsa. I'm not exactly sure, but
yeah.
And then Akel Cott. That guy is shooting lights out. He's got a crossover, step back, kind of like Iverson. I mean, he's a really talented player. So they got some guys that can hurt you. And then there's guys like Brendan Wetzel, who traditionally has been, a really good 3-point shooter. He's not shooting the ball great this year. But they've got a couple guys that can hurt you. I just don't think they really have the depth that we have. And we, since we're playing at home, this is a game we need to win. You cannot lose to Wyoming. I don't know what their KenPom ranking is. I don't think it's very good. and this would probably be like a quad 3 loss. So you have to take care of business at home and beat these guys.
Okay, Mr. Tortolot. Any thought on what their Ken Palm ranking might be? What are your thoughts on Wyoming, dude?
I don't know. No idea. I have no idea. You know what I mean? I know we have. I'm pretty sure we have 12 games left, 6 at home and 6 on the road. I think we need to win 6 at the home and go 3-3 on the road to have a shot at winning the title. But I know, I mean, Wyoming's tough at Wyoming, man. I know Nevada left right from San Diego to go to Wyoming. So they weren't home for like 5 or 6 days. You know what I mean? So when I came down, I brought the kid from UNR who works at the athletic department, good kid. He enjoyed it. He was a little frustrated in the game, but he was telling me they went right to Nevada, to Wyoming to get acclimated to that elevation. So like Fiend said, it's always a trap game. We always struggle up there. You know what I mean? Everybody goes up there. It's tough. 7,200 feet is no joke, man. Especially after you're there for a couple of days. It takes a minute to get used to that. So I think we got to handle our business at home. You know what I mean? The schedule's the schedule. We can't worry about the schedule. We have a game at 6, and I think another Mountain West team plays at 8 after us. So we just got the early game. But if we had the 8 o'clock game, everybody would bitch about the 8 o'clock game because it's not on TV. You know what I mean? Because it goes to 8:15. So the schedule's the schedule, man. It gets adjusted based on the TV requirements and the contracts and stuff. There's nothing you can do about that. You know, it's the gift and the curse of being us. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to watch us on TV. So, but you know, we got to take care of Wyoming, and then we get an extra day to go up to Colorado State, which I don't know. I'll be curious to see how they play. I mean, I can't figure out what their deal is, but we got to take care of Wyoming and beat them at home. We got to hold home court here moving forward. We can't really. I think if we lose a game at home, we might be in trouble to win the conference. To be honest with you,
this Wyoming team has lost 7 games. 6 of their losses have been either away or on a neutral court. So we better come. You better not drop this game against them. And I think we get a full week off to prepare for Colorado State. Yeah. So that is a game that we should have circled. We need to win that game at Fort Collins.
Yeah. Yep.
No game on the Saturday. We get a Saturday off. So yeah, a lot of time to rest, recover, hopefully get a lot more healthy. All right, Mr. Fieri, I got you on. What are your thoughts on Wyoming coming up from the show's perspective down there?
Yeah, I got just real quick a quick quote from SDUT from the Nevada highlights game. Nevada an extra day between games over SDSU. So did San Jose State and UNLV before they faced the Aztecs. So will Boise State. When Wyoming comes to Viejas, they will have had a full week to prepare for us. So as you guys were talking about scheduling, you know, to Fiend's point, and I don't know too much about Wyoming and all these other teams. But to Fiend's point, yeah, hopefully we could beat them at home. We thankfully don't have to play them in Laramie. The Nevada did play them in Laramie. I'm not sure how much rest they had, but you know, thankfully, I think last year we played them only in Laramie. I don't know exactly how they schedule, if it's because we only played 2 teams once and all the other ones we played twice, but we'll see. I think, and I agree with the comments here. We don't want to underestimate them, but that's up to Dutch and the players. You know, it's not up to us in the show. But hopefully they don't and we pull it off. I'm optimistic personally, but yeah, Wyoming's coming off a good win. I don't know much about them, but we'll see what they do.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Sarah, looking at San Jose to beat New Mexico on Wednesday. San Jose has been so close. They're going to take a close one at some point. I don't know if some of the trolls in the chat would like that, but thank you, Sarah, for saying that. I hope that does happen. That'd be a little fun. I don't think so, though. We'll see. Oh, Lord. Guys, how we feeling? We get Wyoming and then get a little break. Get you guys a little break. You guys relax. Watch some more football next weekend. We have to get together sometime. Oh, we will be in Reno coming up very, very soon.
Oh no!
That's gonna get here really soon.
There's a couple treats I want to share with you when you get up this way. I think it's a perfect time for, get Wyoming on Tuesday after a 2-day thing, 2-day break, and get Wyoming at home, and then you have a week off to go to Colorado State. So I think this is a perfect time to get a W Tuesday night, and then Tuesday night, and then have some time off and kind of regroup and maybe get a little healthy and get back to some Aztec basketball here, man. It's not a sandwich. Special trees, not a sandwich.
We had some bomb sandwiches in your presence, man. Where the sandwich aficionado goes. Okay, Sarah is calling us out. Sarah's calling us out. She's saying, with no men's game Saturday, time for y'all to put your monies where your mouths are and attend the women's game. Okay. All right. I'll hold me to the fire. Hold me to the fire. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'll definitely show up. Absolutely.
Art Vandalay of Vandalay Industries wants to be our latex salesman. Hey, Art, why don't you just come say hi? Who did you see? He said, I saw you fellas at the Nevada game, but I always get too Star Trek to say, hey, bro, we're not stars. We're just dudes. We just have a platform that we just hang out, and don't be afraid to come up and say hi, man. You know what I mean? So this is what we do it for, is you guys, and we like to do it for each other too. So if you want to be my latex salesman, you got to come say hi next time.
Art Vandalay.
Seinfeld fans.
Great. Oh yeah, great name. Yeah, man. I have a lot of fun when we're out there at the games, and I hear people, sons of money. It's like, what's up? Anytime. I mean, this is all our Aztec community here. We're just regular diehard fans, just like all you guys on here. That's what makes this community so dang special. Loved going to Werewolf this past Saturday, an Aztec-owned restaurant bar downtown. They're big supporters. They loved us showing up down there. DJ put on the fight song. Like, we didn't tell them to do that, but they just, they felt the love. They felt the energy. So, anywhere. We ran into a couple people down there that we had met at the Mountain West Conference tournament on the plane and all that good stuff. Shout out to Luis. So, yeah, we love to interact with everybody. Say what's up. Fiend, you're over there muting yourself, dude. You're trying to talk, but you're muted yourself. You can turn your mic back on. It's okay. A little buzz didn't hurt.
I wasn't saying anything.
I just want to know. Yeah. I want to know how many fans of opposing teams is Fiend going to meet up with at the Mountain West Conference tournament. It seems like it's quite a bit. It's quite a bit.
What's the over under on that?
It's gotta be. I think it's probably over 20. I think it's got to be over 20. Obviously, exclude Utah State, but everybody else. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to build a community of fans, man. Fans, friendship. I mean, why do we all have to be enemies?
I disagree. Nobody's trying to be enemies, but I think you're very familiar with the opposing team, and that's okay.
I think you're right.
Love.
You are a man of the
love.
Jared Lucas jersey. Yeah, by the way, dude, Jared Lucas would be a whole fantastic Hawaii 5-0 villain, dude. Like, if there was a main villain. But on that game too, dude, like they shot bad from free throw line. We out rebounded them offensively 20-7. And then Reese Waters shut down Lucas. Waters was on Lucas for the most of the game, and he shut him down. I mean, obviously familiarity from being in LA and the Pac-12 and stuff like that. But as Lucas, like I said, Lucas is a scorer, but last year's their best player. So, and then the Boise game is the Boise game. I mean, we struggle up there. And even Leon Rice said that he wanted to mold his team like San Diego State, and he's kind of done that. Honestly, they're very, very similar teams. They just have the better record against us lately, especially up there. So hopefully just figure out Wyoming and then get back to playing our ball and gotta get in the paint, man. Gotta get in the paint, dude.
Mike, are you gonna wear your Stephen Ashworth jersey at the Mountain West Conference Championships?
No, but I did chat with him a little bit last week. He's such a great guy. He's such a fantastic young man. You know what I mean? He's special.
I can't stand either of you right now. It's too late. You guys, it's past your guys' bedtime. I think everybody needs to call it a night. Oh Lord. Thank you guys all in the chat. There's a lot of issues we could talk about continuing tonight. There's a lot of different things. Talking about J Powell. I see you, Lonzo Ball, J Powell. People want to see certain things happen. But we got the t-shirt on sale right now. In Dutch, we trust. Fiend, what are you talking about? You're on mute again. Just leave it off, man. It's okay. We all know when you're going to talk because then we
leave
hear
it on
the
mute.
buzz.
Just leave it on. I like to
We hear
leave it
the
on mute
buzz.
the rest
We
of the
know.
pod.
We hear the buzz.
the
We know
rest of-
Fiend's going to say something. He's going to say something, guys.
Just leave it on. Just leave it on mute the rest of the podcast. We're fine. You wrote allotted your amount of talking.
Fiend's like, yes, guys. I just want to say one thing before we end the show. What's up, Fiend? Spill it. Come on.
No, I was trying to actually post something in the chat. I wasn't trying to talk, so we're good.
Ooh. Oh Lord. There's no bullying going on here, guys. We are the tres hermanos here, the sons of Montezuma, brethren. Lawrence says, tell us our KenPom rating. Tell us Fiendalytics. What is our KenPom rating right now? Okay.
I think we're like 22 or 23. 22.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I'll tell you what. This is the most competitive Mountain West conference I think we've had in a few years. Don't you think? Or are we going off the rails here? I feel like we're about to roll off.
No, I agree with you, Mike. And you know what's really crazy is like there's going to be at least one team, maybe two teams, right, that could possibly be considered NCAA bubble teams, right? There are one or two teams that are going to have to play on Wednesday because only the top 5 seeds get buys to the Mountain West Conference tournament in the Mountain West Conference tournament. And so there's teams that are going to have to, if they want to win the tournament, they're going to have to win 4 games in 4 days, which is very tough to do. So it's crazy how some of these teams that are so good are going to have to play on Wednesday. It better not be us. I don't want to go there. We haven't done that since 2017. And I do not want to be there on a Wednesday. Definitely want that bye. Top 5 seed.
It's another day in Vegas, dude.
And speaking about both Mountain West being strong this year in the net rankings, I got a few more numbers for us. So top 30 of the net going through the Power 6, counting the Big East here. Big 12 has 6, Big 10 has 4, SEC has 4, Big East has 3, Pac-12 has 2, ACC has 2, West Coast Conference for what it's worth has 2, Mountain West has 4. The only other ones are AAC with FAU, Atlantic 10 has Dayton, and Missouri Valley has Indiana State. But we've got 4 in the top 30. We've got 6 out of 11 in the top 55. So the upper tier there is pretty high. He's like, I don't give a.
You know what?
No,
you know what?
Just win against.
Let's just
who
win.
cares? Yeah, who gives a shit?
Just win against Wyoming.
Beat Wyoming and then just keep winning, dude. If you keep winning, that's gonna remedy itself. The numbers, like when you start screwing, hey, we got 12 games left, man. Like that's a lot of ball.
Yeah.
That's like what? Like 33% of the season left. So there's a lot of ball. And I know what you're saying. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to be theatrical for
Justin, you barked up the wrong tree.
Yeah. Look at the numbers. But like you know what the number I like? A W. That's a letter.
That's a letter.
That's not really a number. That's a letter. Yeah. So, anyways, like, you keep winning, and everything will sort itself out. That's all you can worry about. Like if you worry about, but I get the numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like
you guys remember that year a few years ago, Nevada was real good. We were kind of in a slump, and we needed to win like 6 games in a row to get the bye. And then we did it, and we beat like number 1 conference Nevada at home, and then we. That was my first time in Vegas for a Mountain West tournament. That was so fun.
Is that when we blew them out after they beat us at home?
Yeah. I remember thinking it was a close game. Like it felt really close when we played Nevada in Vegas. And then I look at the score at halftime, we're up like 30, and it was the largest halftime lead in the conference tournament history. And I thought it was close. Everybody around me is like, I don't know what you're talking about. But
I managed to piss off San Diego State fans that
Yeah.
first half because of my whistling, because I just whistled constantly.
I remember your whistling from the summer league games, but we can go on a tangent here if we want.
Fiend and his whistling. Oh, Fiend and your whistling.
It's a lot. You got to be prepared for it. You got to sit a couple sections away from him and then come back at halftime. Maybe after the game. But it is a force of nature. I will give him that.
Did you guys like me icing the free throw shooters against Nevada? It was pretty effective there.
We're gonna need it. We're gonna need it Tuesday against Wyoming. So bring your whistle. I'll bring my Aztec death whistle here, and let's get it. Let's get the win, guys. We're already gone over an hour. I thank you for your longevity. Thank you for your longevity, and all you in the comments. Thank you.
Do you think we'll see Barrel Man?
Well, I hope we don't see Barrel Man.
I hope not
I
either.
hope we don't.
I'd like to see Fiend in a barrel. Put a barrel on for the game.
Nobody wants to see that one.
Yeah. I think it would be
Oh, Fiend in a barrel. Fiend in a barrel. Maybe not
You know
the
who
barrel,
I like?
but
The San Jose Duck guy with his like inflatable baguette. It's hilarious. I don't think he says a word. I don't think
that's
little
Dak.
when He was born. His name is Zach.
Dak the duck guy from San Jose. Cool
That's-
kid. Cool
He
kid.
came back. He came by the Sons of Money tailgate a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I
nice.
just I don't think he's all that's quacked up to be.
yeah.
outta here.
Mike.
Sorry, Bill, Dad. I gotta do it, man. I gotta do it.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. We gotta cut this short. It's past our bedtimes. We got work in the morning. Hey, man, got work in the morning. Thank you guys for joining.
Yes.
Make sure you're checking out the NIL shop. We got a new team member we're gonna announce very soon from the team on the Sons of Monty team. So look out for that. And we're gonna be dipping into some other sports around campus as well coming up. So definitely excited about that. Not just football and basketball anymore, guys. Let's do this, Aztec Nation. Hope you're ready. Sons of Montezuma's coming. We coming. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening. Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs. Beat Wyoming.
Yes, sir.